Now, in today's e-learning session, I shall be telling you about one of the very important meristematic tissue of plants, and that is shoot apex. Now, this is your paper 9th of BSc 3rd sem. Now, before coming to shoot apex, let me first tell you what meristematic tissue is. Friends, the word meristem was first of all introduced by Nageli in 1853. The word meristem, it means divisible or able to divide. This word has been derived from a Latin word meristos, which simply means divisible or able to divide. The meristematic tissue can be defined as a group of cells in continuous state of division or the group of cells retaining the power of division. Now, these cells have got certain characteristics. The main characteristics of meristematic cells are, firstly, these are isodiametric cells with no intercellular spaces. Their nuclei are large, and when we stain them with some nuclear stain, they take deeper stains. Now, this is a very characteristic feature of meristematic cells that we can see in microscope. These cells, they do not have vacuoles, or if present, then they are very small in size. These cells are devoid of stored food material. The plastids are absent, and the endoplasmic reticulum is poorly developed. Now, as I told you earlier, that these are the cells that have the capacity to divide. These cells have capacity of perpetuation. I should take it in detail. Now, what happens when a cell divides? For example, a meristematic cell is dividing, then it divides by mitosis and makes two cells. Now, one cell, it retains the office of main cell or mother cell. It is known as meristematic cell, whereas the other cell is known as derivative cell. Now, it is that cell which will again divide and give rise to two new cells, two new daughter cells. This derivative cell, it then changes physiologically, chemically. If it changes to a less extent, then in plants we get parenchyma. The cells that are formed are known as parenchyma. And if the cell changes to a larger extent, then we call them as permanent cells. like our xylem and fluid. So this is the cell which is retaining the activity of mother cell, meristematic. The other which differentiates into another type of cell is known as derivative cell. In animals, the growth is diffused and all cells are capable of dividing when the individual is young, but when a form is attained, the further division it gets stopped. Whereas in plants, the growth it gets localized to the apices. Rest of the portion it remains as such, whereas the plant continues to grow by the means of these devices, these sites. Above ground, these are called as apexes, shoot apex, and below the ground it is known as root apex. So in this session we shall be discussing about shoot apex and some of the theories related with it. Now friends, practically I would like to show that where shoot apex is. Now these are the mature leaves. As you can see, these are the young leaves. See, and they surround this apical most region, the distal most part of this shoot, which is known as shoot apex. Now friends, this is an ultra thin section of shoot apex, and as I showed you practically, this is the shoot apex and these are the youngest leaf primordia that you can see on the either side of the shoot apex. These are some larger leaves. Shoot apex is the topmost meristematic region of the plant. According to Wardlaw 1967, it is the distal most meristematic region along with the young leaves. This structure is a dynamic structure. It keeps on changing. It is organogenic and is a harmonic structure. According to a number of other workers like Gifford 1954, Claus 1961, we can define shoot apex as the meristematic region beyond youngest leaf primordia. The region beyond the youngest leaf primordia is known as shoot apex. The form and size of this it varies in different stages of plants. For example, this shoot apex size is maximum just before the formation of leaf primordia, like this. If I draw it like this, and it becomes minimum just after the formation of the youngest leaf primordia. This is the earlier leaf. Now the new leaf primordia will be formed here. So how this structure will look then? It will look like this. So this entire region was shoot apex, was considered as shoot apex, and now only this much area is left, which will now act as shoot apex. So the area of shoot apex or size of shoot apex just before formation of youngest leaf primordium is known as maximal area phase, and just after the formation of youngest leaf primordium it is known as minimal area phase. In between this, the size or area is known as mid area phase. The conversion of maximum to minimal, then again minimal to maximal takes place, and this one cycle is known as plastochrome. That is, it is the time lapse or period between the initiation of two successive leaves: minimal, mid and maximum. One plastochrome, minimal to mid to maximal. It may be the duration of this can be few hours, it may be few days, few months, and in certain cases it may be a year long also. If we plot a graph for this, then what we observe in that graph? It is the size of apex, and here is the time. For example, 6, 12, 18, 24, then maximum, minimum, then again maximum, minimum, maximum. This is minimum area phase, maximal area phase, and in between is the mid area phase. So this is how our graph looks. Now, according to some workers, we can divide the stages as minimal, mid, maximum, and in between these two we can name them as pre-mid or post-mini. Here pre-max, maximal or post-mid phase. So this is now one plastochrome covering from minimum to maximal. Two more stages can be identified like this. Now, discussing about various theories about shoot apical meristem organization. The first of them is apical cell theory, and as you can see in this theory, there is a cell which is shown as apical cell. As just you have seen the ultra thin section of an apical cell. Now, this theory was first of all proposed by Hofmeister and Nageli in 1869. According to them, the shoot apex is made up of a single apical cell, and that's why they named it as apical cell theory. Nageli, on the basis of his observation on vascular cryptogams, proposed it, for example, in algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. The single cell was found to be responsible for giving rise to all cells. Now, this apical cell is an inverted pyramidal-like structure with three cutting faces. Two you can see here, and the third is on the other side. Three cutting faces on the proximal side and one cutting phase on the distal side. Now this was the diagram that you saw in real photograph. Now this particular cell has now got four cutting phases, three on this side and one on this side. The distal phase may or may not give rise to cells, but these three phases, they are sufficient to give rise to a three-dimensional structure, and their derivatives give rise to leaves. Any cell divides by anticlinal and perigranal division to make leaf primordia, but as it happens usually, this theory is also not applicable in all the cases. For example, in case of water ferns and in some other plants, in higher plants where the shoot apex is very complex, this theory was not applicable. After this theory, a number of other theories were given that will be discussed in second part of our e-learning session. Thank you.